The ZD28 is in the shop again for some other kind of blade-related issues that I haven't even looked at yet. But I got to thinking, before I tear into it and get myself dirty and sweaty and frustrated, I've been meaning to make a video about starting issues. This machine has had some, well, it's got some gremlins. The number one problem for starting tends to be the nut on the top side of the seat. The nut that goes right here. There are several safety features built into this machine that will not let it start. In order to start, both levers have to be all the way out. If this control lever is in that much, it's not going to start. You'll turn the key and nothing will happen. So both levers have to be all the way out. The PTO has to be off. And sometimes you can accumulate some grass under there where the switch is, back in there where you can't really see. Nope, not gonna be able to see it on the camera. But if you look in from the side, oh, there's fingers in the way. See where that's moving? There's a switch in there that can get cut grass and debris blocking it up so that it does not actually read that it's off. That can sometimes prevent it from starting. That's not a very common occurrence, and periodically I clean it out, so that's usually not the issue. The issue is usually somebody's left the PTO all the way on, in which case it's not going to start. Like that. The other safety component is the parking brake. The parking brake has to be on or it's not going to start. Now, if all those conditions are met, you turn the key and nothing happens, that's where we get into gremlin territory. I don't know why this happens, but for some reason, the battery doesn't always charge 100%. And it was blowing a fuse here on the charging system periodically. Didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. So I put a circuit breaker in. I couldn't find any shorts or anything, and like I said, it was very intermittent and hard to diagnose. So that circuit breaker is supposed to automatically reset, and most of the time it does. Sometimes it doesn't. In any case, if the battery voltage gets down below about 12.4 volts, the way the machine was originally equipped, it would not start. For some reason, you would not get enough voltage to the starting solenoid to actually make it kick over. There was still enough voltage in the battery, and there's still enough amperage in the battery, because then what I would do is jump between the hot right here and the terminal that you can't see that activates the starter. And then it would crank a little bit slow, but it would fire up. But for some reason, something in the safety system, the computer, whatever, would not give it enough voltage to trip the starting solenoid. So what I've done is I used the wire that comes from the wiring harness to activate my own relay. This relay, when it's activated from the key ignition, when you tell it to start, this relay then gives full 12 volts from the positive lug here through the relay into the starter solenoid. And this system has been working very, very well, except for when the machine crashes into things and my poor little relay that's buried in here gets smashed, or wires get pulled off, or somebody messes with it and takes it apart and wires it the way it originally was. But for the past, I would say this mowing season, the relay has not been hurt and it's been working fine. So if it doesn't start, you've got all your safety features, you know they're working. Look to make sure that these connections, nothing's unplugged. This fuse isn't blown, which is the fuse I put on just to protect my little addition here. And sometimes, yeah, when the machine smashes into stuff and smashes the relay, things short out and this fuse will blow. But as long as you're not, using the back end of the mower As a battering ram, it tends to do okay.